Yo, I'm glad you like the song. Let's see, how'd it go? Like, don't you ever stop and think sometimes? Could have been us, could have been wonderful, yes, oh yes. Found a new love in your life. Could have been us, could have been wonderful, yes, oh yes. Something about it don't sit right. Could have been us, could have been wonderful, wonderful, yes. Something like that.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. I'm in a completely different place. I am in college. I have just finished my work, and let me tell you, mm-mm-mm, I'm fed up of working. I've had to write it's 4,000. Well, the criteria is 4,250 words. So 4,250 word essay, and let me tell you, I'm done. I am done. I am done with work. I am completely done. Please let me know if you can hear me because um this is college lap. Well, it's my laptop, but um I haven't got my proper microphone. As you can see, I've got this other thing here. Um, so let me know if you can hear me. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. What's that? I need to change all this brand. Why have I got this up here? There you go. That's better. You hear me? Oh, that's good. Hello, Inquisitor Bacon. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. Okay, the noise right next to me here, that is the heating. The heating is on. I'm in college, okay? Did I watch Kill the Ill, Andrew Lee Thomas documentary? No, I didn't. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. I honestly don't know what that's about. Mojo, you hear me? Oh, so are you saying that this is good? Hmm. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to be here for long at all. This is just, it was just something I just, you know what? Why not? I finished my work. I might as well just go live, right? So I finished my work and hopefully I've sent it off to someone to help me proofread. So fingers crossed they're able to help, right? Proofread. How's everyone doing? Hey, Godless Scummer, Mojo, hello. Good to see you. I probably sound different because I'm using a completely different mic. Oh, never used one. I don't think have I used this? Yeah, I used to use this at the start when I first started doing live streaming. That's when I used this. So yeah, it's been a long, long time. I haven't used this. Hey, Godless, I saw your video and I'm going to go and catch up on it. The one talking about what's his name? Um, Kent Hovind. Kent Hovind. I'm glad his channel is gone. You know, it's about time. About time. You know, no more whack an atheist. I'm not. I'm not too. I'm not 100% into Kent Hovind, but I know his New Earth creationist and all that stuff. I mean, uh, they're just some people. I don't bother getting into what they have to say. I just can't. Just can't be bothered. And he was one of those, just his mannerism, the way he would get on. Thinking, who listens to this guy? Who who listens? And he's a convicted felon as well. Once you're a convicted felon, that's it. I don't care what you have to say. Whatever you got to say, I'm not ready to listen. Just be done. Hey, that Amber chick. Hello. Hello, hello. Inmates, you even have his inmate number. Ah, a documentary and save him. Okay, who is this person you're talking about? Let's see. Who is this person? Did you watch the ill Andrew Lee Thomas documentary? Okay. Um, Andrew Lee. Am I supposed to know that person? Am I supposed to know who they are? Andrew Lee. Doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell. Ken Hovind documentary is on the same YouTube channel. Hmm. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. After Atheist, actually, both of his channels. Okay, so he had two channels. He had two channels. I thought, okay. Hmm. Okay. I thought just one. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad both channels are good. Hey James, hello. James, I need to get in touch with you. So, like I was saying, I'm in college now. Some of you may or may not know I am retraining to be a therapist. Um, I've done level two, level three, and now on this is level 4 and 5. And so come next year, it's part time. I do this part time because I've got other commitments. So yeah, by next year I should be done and a qualified therapist. But there are many avenues I can take. Um, okay, I'm thinking of being, these are my ideas. Okay, these are my ideas. Number one, a sexologist. Sexologist. That would be one. Then two, um, so because there's this new uh, studies into people that are living very toxic religions, right? And there is what you call the religious trauma syndrome. I know there are therapists who do that line of work, helping people who have come away from very toxic religions. And because of my experience, I feel like there's a need for people who specialize in that. So I think um, yeah, I'm thinking, well, we'll have to see what happens. I, as part of my studies, I have to do work experience in a particular. So I've got to work with real clients. At level two and level three, you're not expected to work with real clients. But at level 4 and 5, you're expected to work with real clients. So my placement is in the LGBT center at the town where I live in. So I've done all the steps, done all the training. So now I'm just looking forward to working with the people who are needing of therapy in the LGBT community in the city where I live. So I'm actually looking forward to that. That's something I've always wanted to do. So yes, that's where I'll be doing my placement. Everything is all set. I'm just waiting now on a start date. So, but this is not paid. This is part of the course. So I've just finished. I just dropped my pen. Well, I'm not using a pen, I'm using my laptop. I just finished my 4,250 words. So stressful. So stressful. Jesus Christ. Right. How's everyone doing? Hey, let's see. God bless. Jenna. Hello, Jenna. Good to see you again. He has it. Of course. I mean, just set up another one. That's what a lot of people usually would do. They just set up another one. Mm, uh, absolutely crazy. Let's see here. McKinnon Mitchell is the name of the YouTube channel. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, he had one for the Dinosaur Adventureland, but hardly did anything on it. They booted the second channel when he to harass YouTube until they brought him back. Oh, crazy. Hey, David Okoron. Just give me 1 second, guys. My phone is ringing. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Um, Therapy came as a result of my experience. Some of you may not know I was in an abusive marriage for 10 years, and therapy helped me. Um, so when you go to your therapist, they tell you that anything you say is private unless you disclose something that they're concerned about, then they will have to say something. Let's just say I disclosed something, and the therapist, after I'd left, decided, nope, we are going to call the police. And so, yeah, um, they decided to take it upon themselves to do something about what was going on. And yeah, that spiraled. A lot of things happened after that. But therapy helped me out. And I feel like this is like paying it forward, helping others. So yes, it's I saw the benefit of going to therapy, and I felt like yes, this would be good to do. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the future. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you all. Give me 1 second. Let me just make a quick phone call. Jeez. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just had to make a quick phone call. I'm not going to be here for long. Yeah, you make it great. Let's see. Hey, Mark Reed, good to see you again. I'm back. Just had to check up on something. Kent Hovind has set up a new channel called Genesis Baptist Church. It's blatant ban evasion. Let me tell you, you know, these people, I sometimes just wonder. Um, of course, Kent Hovind, he is not a genuine man. He is nothing but a con. Not only is he a con, a convicted. He's an ex. Would I call him an ex felon? Yeah, he's an ex felon, convicted ex felon. There's really not a lot you can do with that. And then all the other things that's been going on in his what you call it, in his uh adventure land. Hmm. I honestly, I don't know what people uh listen to sometimes, but I don't judge people. Listen to whatever you want to, or whoever. But it's just, guys, what are your ideas? Did any of you catch what's his name now, Dr. Price? Dr. Price, I think, um godless godless comma. Remember, did you join me when we did Dr. Price, when he was on, um what's his name, Pine Creek's channel, when we did a review of the Pine Creek stream with Dr. Price. Just listen, I'm starting to realize now that because you're an atheist does not mean you're a good person. I have actually met atheists who are misogynists, atheists who think that it is somehow their entitlement. A man, well, the men, I don't know why, it's just the men I've seen most of the time want to have as many women. They just think, okay, like one I was listening to the other day, he was saying, oh, um, one man can impregnate 1,000 women because of the biology. I think he has two girlfriends now, and I think he's planning to add more to it. I don't know. But being an atheist does not automatically mean that you are a good person. It just answers just one question and one question alone, and that's it. Nothing more and nothing less. And so I don't, I try not to put expectations on people because you will be disappointed. When you put expectations on people, you will be disappointed. So I just try not to expect too much from people. Um, do just be good, and but then I don't know. I watched a bit of that stream with Dr. J. I think is his name, Dr. J. And what's Dr. J. and what's the other person? I'm not really familiar with these people's channels. Gnostic Informant, I think. I'm subscribed to both of them, but I don't really watch their content. But I would tread carefully with that man because some of his views are problematic. Um, he didn't seem very apologetic to me. He didn't seem like he was sorry for the things that he had said. I still remember some of the things that, this feeling of entitlement, um, white man sitting up in his study with all his figurines there, and he gets to talk about the black community, gets to talk about the riots, what he thinks should be done about the people who are rioting. Very, very troubling views, very troubling. And listen, I don't care how many PhDs you have. Your PhD does not mean you can't be a degenerate. Some people have PhDs, and let me tell you, mm, their PhDs. Let's see, I wasn't looking at. Well, he's a convicted domestic abuser. Oh yes, something about his wife, right? That was in court, wasn't it? Yeah. Sure, being an atheist doesn't make you a good person. No, it doesn't. Doesn't make you a good person. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yes, okay, I remember that thing with Price. Godless, there was a stream done, I think it was yesterday. Um, Dr. Price was invited onto a channel. Ugh. Um, there's two people, I don't know what they're trying to do, just trying to bring him back into. I don't get involved with those kind of talk. Hello, girl. Hey, girl. How are you? Hey, how are you? I hope you're okay, girl. Doctor, let's see, Dr. Robert is a historian who is a Jesus. Oh gosh, my phone is ringing. 1 second, guys. At the best of times, phone starts to ring. Guys, I'm so sorry. Honestly, at the best of times, my phone doesn't usually ring at this time of the day, but the moment I decided, let me get on here, now my phone starts to ring. Just it's absolutely crazy. Anyway, I didn't really have a lot to talk about. I've got a lot lined up. James, if you're still listening, let's do the part two. I can't wait to do the part two. I enjoyed the part one of that other stream of Daddy Freeze. He's been getting up to no good recently, and let me tell you, I just so guys, what would you, while I've got you guys here, before I go, um what would you like to see, what would you like us to talk about? Because sometimes, I want to know what you guys want. What would you like to see? Or some of you are quite content with anything. You just, Esther, do what you want to do. I would just be here to listen. So, what would you guys like to see? What would you like us to talk about, or who would you like us to talk about? My favorite person to talk about is Jesus. That's my favorite person to talk about. I don't rate that guy at all. I do not rate Jesus. Don't care about Jesus. I want to deconstruct that Jesus character all the things they say about him, I'm strongly opposed to the claims of Jesus being all these good things. He isn't. He isn't. Especially if Jesus is supposed to be God. I don't know how Jesus comes to save you from what him and daddy are going to do to you. I don't know how that works. How do you save people from what you and daddy are going to do to them? You save them from the bad guys, right? You save them from the bad guys. But in this case, Jesus came to save you from what him and daddy have in store for you. So him and daddy have set up, guys, I don't believe the story, right? I don't believe those stories anymore. But once upon a time I did. I lived every day in fear of this God, of this place, of the afterlife. Oh, God is listening to everything I'm doing. God is hearing, God is watching me. He's right there over my shoulders. There was no escaping God. There was no escaping God. And so, no, now I see that Jesus character. He's my special person to talk about. Anything, just Jesus, I'm ready to deconstruct that Jesus character. uh, oh yeah, I think I've read that. Godless Kamahun, not necessarily bad. It's kind of an anti. Is he kind of anti-left stuff? Well, he's a Trump supporter. He's an atheist. Well, this is what I know. He's an atheist. I think he's an atheist. I think so. Well, he's a Trump supporter. He's very much, a, I think he's a democratic person. I don't know. I'm not really into the American politics, but he's on the far right, I think. He doesn't share a lot of left views, I don't think. Just some of the things he said were very troubling. I don't know a lot about him. I just know he's on Derek's channel. Well, he used to be on Derek's channel, and it was quite good. A lot of information, he would talk about, which was, from someone who had, someone who's got uh the the what there's a word I'm trying to find, the scholarship behind him, right? But I don't know. Not everybody that goes to not everyone that is a doctor actually has good views. Some of them just, they go through school, but school doesn't go through them. They just get their doctorate, get their degrees, and that's it. Let's just say there's a reason why the overall mental historians don't take Jesus' price and career seriously. Career isn't too bad, right? Career isn't too bad. He's all right in my opinion. He's all right. I listen. I don't care too much about whether about Mrs. To be honest with you, I the way I operate, I know I come from a layman's perspective. I didn't do any of these studies. I just look at the text and try and make sense of the text. And when I look at it, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't need a PhD to work it out. I can look at it and just figure out that Moses was a questionable character. I don't need to have all the scholarship and all the engagement with all these people to work it out. Some of them has been good. Don't get me wrong. They've been really good in figuring things. Oh, not my phone ringing again. 1 second. Jesus. Well, guys, let me tell you, this is not it's not a good time for me at all. This is not good, but I will be back later on. I will be back. Godless scammer, let's do something together. Um, guys, look, when it comes to YouTube, you see the big names. That's not my cup of tea. I have a lane and I stay in my lane. For me, it's how Christianity and these other religions affect the everyday person. When I was growing up, nobody told me about Jesus, the myth around Jesus. There was no scholarship. There was none of these things. We were told that everything in the book was to be taken literally. Everything in the book happened, right? There are people who haven't got a clue because they think that their preachers and their teachers, they have done the homework, right? And so they think that our duty is just to believe. So how do I go on to tell people like that look, um, there's a Dr. Price. He's talking about the myth of Jesus and some of these, it's like two worlds that would never cross paths. They would never cross paths at all. The likes of uh, uh, Richard Carrier, um, these doctors who their work is good. Don't get me wrong, their work is great. But my background, when I think about how Christianity was introduced to me, there's no amount of scholarship that could have taken that out. I had to figure it out myself. I had to ask questions. I had to get to the nitty gritty. I had to, what was it? Deductive reasoning. So, uh, it's really it's hard. It's a hard call. Thank you. Quite frankly, sis, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Yes, okay, Mark Reed, have a good day. Yes, Taye says, hey, Taye, hello, Taye. Hey, Taye, you have to join us for part two of that particular stream. Okay, McKinnon Mitchell. So, guys, go check out Mojo wants you all to go check out McKinnon Mitchell. Some of you might already know it. Um, Mojo, please, what's the name of the person? You said it's Andrew Lee. Who, please remind me again. What's the name of the particular video we should be checking out? Okay, right. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Um, but I'll be back. But please, if there's anything you would like for us to talk about, right? Now, there's something someone has asked me to talk about African spirituality, right? I feel like this is a subject we need to sometimes while we're doing all these conversations, that's something we need to talk about because some people seem to leave Christianity, Islam, and then move on to spirituality. As far as I am concerned, that's like moving maybe not so much frying pan to fire, but it's all the same. It's all the same thing. It's all the woo 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 stuff. You go and meet one native doctor babalawo person, then they start telling you chanting all these things with their little pearls and beads and tell you go and kill a goat, go and kill it for what? Oh, we have to wash your head. We have to um the spirits, the spirits are not happy. The gods, what spirits? What gods? Hey, Fekino. Hello, Fekino. Mythicism is legit. It's fully reasonable and well supported. Granted, I personally think there was a guy, but it's really a trivia. You see, what's happened is some people have looked at the work of the people who do the mythicism work and have somehow used that as, oh yeah, if Richard Carrier thinks there was a guy, then there must have been someone or something. It's like giving people leverage. It's like telling them there could be some truth to what the Bible says, right? I don't see anything, whether it was a myth, whether there was somebody that existed for Jesus. Him existing will be problematic for me. I would rather just believe that it didn't happen. There wasn't someone like that. There wasn't anything of there wasn't no man called, well, there might have been many Jesuses, but that character as depicted in the Bible, I choose to I would choose to think he didn't exist because uh, his existence is problematic. To think that he was here on the behest of his father, it had to be a sacrifice somewhat for his daddy. Daddy needed him to come and make the way so we don't all just go to hell. So Jesus was the little hero. Oh, here he comes. Believe in him, this one guy, and you will be saved. Saved from what exactly? So no, I'm sorry. I know my methods are not um they're not your regular kind of methods, but hey, this is how I operate. This is how I do my stuff. I've had to figure it out myself. And whether if Jesus existed, that would be problematic for me. That would mm, 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 mm. That would be a huge problem. I'm trying to deconstruct the whole character itself, but from the book, looking at the stories, looking at the claims of the book, and trying to figure how on earth can you look at a scripture that tells you that a young girl was somehow impregnated by a ghost. What are we doing here? Virgins don't get pregnant. Virgins don't get pregnant. It doesn't happen. So why are we, no, no, no. No. So it's like like swapping uh seats on the Titanic. Mm-mm-mm. Hey Danny, why did everyone kill her god? What god? What god did I kill? What god did I kill? I didn't kill any god. No, I didn't kill any god. Yes, I would like to discuss this issue when we get the chance. Yes, James, you know what I will do? I will contact you when well, not immediately because I'm going to be driving now, but later on, I would contact you so we can do part two. But also, James, um, okay, there is something that troubles me. There's something that troubles me in what we call the atheist community. It's like you have to meet some certain criteria to be taken seriously. I don't fit any of those criteria. None of them. You got to speak a certain way. You got to have some kind of uh, degrees behind you. You've got to um, know the big guys. Hey, we all know that Christianity and these religions affects the everyday person. That's what matters to me. How do you tell somebody over in, let's say, for example, uh, in a village somewhere in Zimbabwe, Richard Carrier? Okay, what does that do for them? Guys, not my phone again. Jesus Christ! You know what? Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Okay. So I'm a Jesus historian. I think I'm not long an atheist. I think she's new, 2 years an atheist. About 3.5 years. About 3.5 years. Um, I don't think you have to. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you. Last night I did a stream about something that troubles me about the atheist community. It was a different matter, but I'm glad you speak. Exactly. You know what, James? Now I feel like we shouldn't put too much pressure on people. I don't have too many expectations. I really don't. I don't want to come here and start pointing fingers. Oh, the atheist community, they're not doing this. Oh, the atheist community, they're not doing. Listen, we're not the moral police. We're not the police of anyone. You understand? But just creating awareness, right? There are things that I've heard, I've, I've been pointed to myself, right? Like Mojo. Mojo, 2 streams ago, Mojo, he held my feet to the fire about something that I have been saying on here, right? And he didn't particularly like what I was saying. And I've since taken it back and, hope to, going forward, not talk about the African Christians, right? It's like putting all African Christians in a box. So I try to, um, just use better words. English is not my first language. So I wouldn't have, well, I speak English, of course, but there's some things that I may not have words for, but I do try. So, but David, right? David says you don't need to have a criteria except non-belief. Hey, yes, thank you. But David, let me. Okay, David, that name sounds like it's a Nigerian name, right? Think about it. Do you think that some of these the big atheist guys, right, that talk about the evolution, that talk about mythicism, and when you think about the everyday Christian over in Nigeria, for example, do you think that's what they need? Do you think that that's the sort of thing that they need to to hear to get them, you know, listening in? Oh, look at guys, I'm sorry, but I just have to bring this up. In Nigeria, right now, banks don't have money to give to people. People have saved, they've put their money in banks, and banks have no money to give to the people whose money it is. There have been videos of people going to the bank and stripping themselves naked, crying in a bank because they have no money to feed. I watched a video of this guy who he said he's fed up. He's a Christian. He said he's fed up. He brought out his booklet and said, I have invested into the kingdom of God. But now I need money. I have no money to feed, no money to eat. I want my money back. And I don't want the kingdom of God anymore. He said, and he was dead serious. He said, I would rather have food on my table than invest in no kingdom of no God. He said, I want my money back from this kingdom of God place, right? Someone like that. You think if I go and tell him about Aaron Ra and Matt Dillahunty, please don't get me wrong, guys. These guys are they're a blessing. They do fantastic work, but it's that everyday person. It's I don't know. It's just how I feel. So Esther is popular today. Am I? Am I? Oh yeah, my phone. Listen, there's some people coming to come and fix the door, my front door. Uh, I don't know. It's something about the lock. So I've had to call in someone to come and sort it out. I'm not at home, as you can see, and my son's fast asleep. So anyway, he's got the door now. Gosh, you're correct. We're not the moral police. I don't need to be the guy that calls out other. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it is necessary when people have bigoted views, when they, uh, you know, are complete degenerates. Yes, sometimes we need to call people out. But then also, the trouble with doing that is before you put yourself um, um, on space, in that space to call out people, you need to make sure that you are up to par yourself because it only takes one thing you would say or one thing you would do, and you would be the one on the hot seat on the next stream. You will be the one everyone's talking about in no time. We all will gather and like, okay, such and such person, he's the one now. Did you hear what he said? Did you see what he did? So yes, I mean, as atheists, listen, live life, be happy, just enjoy life. The one life you have, enjoy it, right? Don't use your time just looking for everything what's wrong with people, everything what's wrong with the world. Sometimes, yes, it is necessary. We've got to do it, but hey, mm, apostate prophet, generalized as well. It says, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, and also it's just for ease of communication, Mojo. For ease of communication, sometimes it's just easy to say, "Oh, you Christians or you atheists," than to, say. I think when you've been engaging with someone's content for some time, you start to figure out that they're not trying to they're not speaking about all Muslims as a whole, but it takes time to get to figure that out. Apostate Prophet, I think I can sort of, see where he's coming from. I don't think he's mean spirited. I don't think so. Mm-mm. He's not mean spirited in his approach. I don't think. Mm. Oh, that's organization. Corrupt organization, Atheist Alliance. I don't really know a lot about the AI. Nah, they're just, there's just some things that, mm-mm. Hey, Trisha. Okay, I do not understand what's that. Akina ha mi pakusa. I wonder what that is. Trisha, Trisha, what does that mean? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go, but I'll be back later on. Okay, so let me know what you guys would like to talk about. I've got so much I want to talk about. Just so much. So many things. But James, I'll be in touch with you. Let us do the part two. Shit, 53 minutes. Massive rabbit hole to go down. Right. Oh, rabbit holes. Trust me, I don't need any more rabbit holes. I'm in a couple of rabbit holes. I've been asking myself, how did I get down here? How did I get into this hole? I'm trying to get out, not trying to get into any more rabbit holes. Okay, you're at work. I need to go. I'm in college. So yes. All right, guys, listen. I love you all. I will see you all later on, okay? Bye. Bye bye everyone. Bye.